Recent updates for the Quest, including V81, V79, since apparently V80 was skipped, have been kind of unusual in their rollouts, and we keep continuing to get sneaky extra updates that aren't part of the big giant updates rolling separately, whether through APIs or being added as they move features from the public test channel of the updates to the final updates. We're seeing a lot of little changes, and one is coming that's very interesting. So basically now the browser is getting instant web XR hit testing for mixed reality placement. Now what this means is if you're using the browser for mixed reality, it can sense where a wall is, even if you haven't made your scene mesh grid that you usually have to make at the beginning when you start up your Quest every time. And it can not only cast some sort of conceptual array from your head, but even your controller to find where the walls are nearby, which might sound wild because you're like, well, the only spot the headset actually has a depth sensor is in the middle of the front and the controllers don't have them. But as we've even seen with the PSVR 2 can very well track the walls and the objects around you when you're doing setup. And the PSVR 2 is only using cameras to do that. So it would make sense if you were using Pro controllers on your Quest that those cameras would be able to sense the walls. But it's interesting that even the controllers on the Quest 3, which don't seem to have any type of tracking besides their lights in them, would be able to somehow fire out this conceptual array and figure out how close the wall is to then place an object on it. And before this update, it did rely on those scene meshes that it made you do around the room that we were all used to doing. And we've seen now more and more apps are getting away from that and either putting you in a large stationary boundary as you get in or allowing you to disable that. So now the browsers, mixed reality apps, and other things do need this technology to figure out where to place objects in the room, whether you've scanned it or not. It's also better too, as we've been talking about these new scene meshing options we have, they can react real time to like a door opening and closing or an object changing throughout the environment, making the most compelling mixed reality we've seen so far. A couple weeks ago, we showed you a video where we got to go try prototypes of future technology that they're researching to make future VR headsets, mixed reality headsets. And one of the most impressive things about the Boba 3 that we tried was the super wide field of view that's working in mixed reality. The lens wrapped all the way around your eye. You could see basically your real life human vision through the headset, and it was incredibly wide field of view. Now that the new Ray-Ban display glasses are dropping and more people are starting to get their hands on them, one of the biggest complaints is that they only have a static 20-degree field of view. Now for reference, when it comes to glasses like that, you probably hear 20 degrees and that sounds extremely small, but the fact that you can still see through the rest of the lens, it still feels like you can see the real world. You're not cut down like you would be in VR, but that means that inside the holograms, if you want to call them that, augmented reality, if you want to call it that, since it's not exactly that either, but basically the picture that you're seeing only can be in a 20-degree field of view in that one eye, and it's a small range. Well, now one of the providers who's creating these waveguide lenses is saying that they're already ready to go to the next stage and make these super wide field of view glasses, potentially meaning you could have a lens that is fully covered by a display, making for a much more immersive use. But basically the provider of these Ray-Ban display lenses says not only are they ready to go wide field of view, they also are ready to mass produce them, which is something no other company out there has talked about or has been able to do yet. As we're seeing though, the big problem with glasses like these is, even from the learnings of the Orion, is not that the lens capability isn't there, it's that the price is too high or the battery life is just too much of a problem to have something with a super wide field of view. We haven't gotten our eyes in the Ray-Ban displays yet to tell you about what that 20-degree field of view looks like, but we do have some news on that. And some exciting news here for us and for all of you who enjoy our reviews and our videos. We have gotten an appointment to try the Ray-Bans. October 20th, I was able to get one at a Best Buy here. I don't know for sure if they have stock to let me buy them. The plan was to do the demo, buy a set, and then immediately review them for you as we can. Obviously, there's a lot to test and that will take some time, but either way, it sounds like we will be testing these on October 20th. We will be able to film the actual appointment and get some details there, but more than anything, I'm hoping that we can bring a set home and then do a full review for all of you. And as other channels are getting their hands on them, we're starting to find out more details, and iFixIt actually got their hands on a pair of them, so they got to open it up and show us what's in them and answer the question, of course, that is always on their channel of, is it repairable? And they're saying, well, not really. But if you were able to get replacement parts, you can at least swap out the battery. We probably won't be going as far as a full teardown, but watch out. Hopefully here in a few weeks, we will have our hands on a set and we'll have more for you then. One of the biggest complaints in the Quest world and the VR world lately has been that there just isn't enough competition. We saw Apple Vision come in, and whether you can call that competition at $3,500, we're seeing Samsung with their new headset coming with the Google partnership, and we keep hearing more and more rumors about Valve, their next VR headset, whether it's the Deckard frame, and with that, more potential leaks. The XR Research Institute, which was a Chinese research group that got leaks right a lot about the Ray-Ban Metas, is claiming that Valve is in the process of ramping up production on their next XR XR headset, as much as 400 to 600,000 units this year. And the biggest detail of that probably is that they are still aiming to launch this quarter 2025 for the holiday season, which seems wild that we could be that close to the holiday season and still not have any concrete details on it, but it really might be called the Index 2, a headset that, like most headsets these days, will be capable of either standalone VR or linking it to a computer, whether that's through a wire or wireless connection. We've been talking about this for so long, and there's been so many leaks and rumors that it's coming. It'd be nice to get some concrete evidence or something here soon. But for all of you who know Bradley, he's suggesting that this is at a point where there's even developer kits that they're finalizing, meaning that developers may have these in their hands under strict NDA here soon. Although, as we've seen before, maybe that means someone will accidentally leave it in a hotel room and someone else out there will leak us a picture of it. Prime Day was this week, and you may have gotten some new stuff. Unfortunately, we didn't try to make a video. There just wasn't enough Prime Day sales to try and hurry and get one out in the 2-day window they had on it. But if you were watching for a Quest 3S, hopefully you grabbed one because it was on sale. $250 instead of its usual $300, or the 256 gig down to $330, which is a better price discount at least. But still, for me personally, I've always said if you can reach for that Quest 3 over the 3S, it's such a better headset in my opinion. And they keep marketing more of these same Gorilla Tag bundles. So if you did get the lower priced one, you got Gorilla Tag and some shiny rocks, where if you went for the higher priced one, at least you got the actual Batman Arkham Shadow. And either one comes with those 3 months of Meta Horizon Plus. Usually near the holidays, we see a discount that lasts through the holidays. So if you did miss that, I would say hold out. There will probably be another discount. But I still stand by, try and get a Quest 3 if you can over the 3S. The 3S can be a great headset. And if it's your only headset, you're not going to notice the difference of what you would have gotten with the 3. But those pancake lenses in the 3, the clarity, the comfort, the higher resolution, the 3 is definitely worth the extra price in my opinion. And now, as one of you pointed out, you can get them pretty cheap if you watch Marketplace for used headsets though, if you're okay with that. And I mean, ultimately you're going to be replacing the head strap and the facial interface probably anyways, so if you do get it used, you're replacing all the parts that pretty much touch you. But we'll try and keep you posted here if we see more better sales. But there's still also refurbished headsets you can get from Meta for a lot cheaper, so I will leave some links down below on those if you are looking to get something now for a better deal. And if you still don't have that Quest 3, or you're looking for a second one and you were hoping to possibly win one over here, well, we did have our summer Quest 3 giveaway end, and we need to announce a winner for that. Not only is our summer one over, but we are starting a new winter one. I know there was a lot of you in the comments when I asked what else should we give away. People were joking about Ray-Ban displays, which unfortunately I don't have any to give away. But let's go pick that summer winner real quick, see who gets a new headset. Over 2,300 people entered this one. Who's going to win it? So dramatic. Daniel Purdy up in Canada. Congratulations, Daniel Purdy. You won yourself a new Quest 3. I will reach out to you directly through email from Gleam. As I've said before, that is why we use Gleam. It's just so much more secure. It's so much easier to contact the winner. And I don't get a million comments, "Oh, I won!" of people trying to jump in and take the headset, which is really not cool. But congratulations again, Daniel. I'll reach out to you and get you that headset. For the rest of you out there who didn't win this time, we do have a new one. It's still a Quest 3 for now. We'll talk about making it some kind of bundle though. We'll do an extra holiday one with a big bundle like we've done before. It comes with all the extra stuff you need to, because we're getting buried in accessories over here. Congrats, but make sure you go enter that new one if you want. Made it a little simpler this time. It's really just one different entry point, so it doesn't look like so many entries. Maybe it's 2, but yeah, that's down below. Go enter in that. It is Spooktober, and it is the season of scary games and things going on. Wanted to highlight a few of them here real quick. One of them I just tried. Right now you can get it free. It's not your typical horror game. It's not super scary, but it is really creepy. Crafting Crimes. Basically, if you're a true crime podcast fan, if you're a true crime fan, or you just want to see a really interesting use of mixed reality, I just personally enjoyed this one when I tried it myself, and I wanted to highlight it for all of you out there. But basically, there's this miniaturist that's been doing these true crime recreations forever, and they take you through in this just really kind of eerie way of rebuilding crime scenes. Might be a little morbid, but it was an interesting use of mixed reality that I really enjoyed when I tested it out. It's a little slow to start, but it just kind of builds up with creepiness as you go through. So I would definitely say if you haven't already heard about Crafting Crimes, it just came out this month. I'll leave a direct link to it right now, but you can try it completely free, mixed reality, and it's just a neat one if you get a chance to check it out. If you're looking for some more recognizable horror, Blumhouse actually has enhanced cinema out now with Megan, the Black Phone. Blumhouse, if you don't know the name already, you're probably not a big horror buff, but basically it's one of the biggest names in horror right now. But there's a free app, although you do have to pay to rent the movies you're watching in them. But basically what they're doing is they're making it like other apps where you can watch a movie in front of you on a big screen, but the effects of the movie also jump out, making it far more immersive. Things happening all around you in the room. And then on top of celebrating that, they did make a Blumhouse world in Worlds you can go check out as well. I did go in and check it out myself. There's a few little neat things to see in it, but it still just feels like you're limited by what Worlds itself is capable of. But this idea of watching movies and having them jump out and do more in the room around you is a really cool idea in my opinion. But if you're looking for a new game, the big title, big franchise name, and not horror at all, Star Wars Beyond Victory is now out. I did get to try this an early demo way back when, and the same feedback I shared directly with the developers back then sounds like it still stands in the final game. It's neat to see the pod racing. If you're a fan of the other Star Wars games on Quest, there will be things that you'll like to see, the characters you get close to. But ultimately, the pod racing itself felt really hard because it could only render so far ahead of you, and pod racing's really fast. So it was almost like your first lap around the course, you crashed your way through it, in the second lap, you kind of had a better idea what was coming. But if you've been awaiting that, it is out, and so far a top seller, so people apparently are interested in it, although a bit of a lighter 4.3 star rating. But reviews and stuff I've seen so far are saying basically it was cool but too short, there wasn't enough content to it, but at least we are seeing some big names again in the scene. But what are you playing out there? What are you doing in your headset? What are you using it for these days? I really enjoyed trying that mixed reality app I was just in. I've been looking at some more horror stuff for the holiday, checking things out, so having a good time in the headset. But mostly what I'm doing is FitXR right now with this fitness challenge that's going on. If you haven't rejoined me in that, you can also get FitXR, and there's still a free month of it, JBR freebie. But so far we're 20 pounds down over the summer and continuing to do that, getting the daily challenges. I'm really liking it, and those of you out there who have also sent me in some of your stuff while you're doing it, thank you. It's really encouraging. It's helping me stay in it, and if you want to get in it with me, I'm going to be doing it all winter long, all the way to the new year, see how far we can push this thing. So come join me in that. Thank you once again for being here with me. I hope you're having a great holiday season so far, and I'll see you in another reality.